17 from East Belfast, Geraldine McMahon, Joseph Richardson, Harry Crawford,
Edward McDonald, East Belfast,
Jackie
Irish
Stein,
27. Edward McDonald,
17 from
East Belfast,
Jackie
Irish
Stein,
27.
17 from East Belfast. Martin England, 19 from East Belfast. Martin England, 19 from East Belfast. Harry Crawford, 39 from East Belfast. Harry Crawford, 39 from East Belfast. John Nugent, 31 from East Belfast. John Nugent, 31 from East Belfast.
grandmother for being able somehow or other to be able to make a transition from Bangladeshi saris into Irish linen. It is a considerable leap because while, in a way, we could call the Bangladeshi exhibition here a celebration, I don't think that is the word that we could apply to the exhibition of Licia Troughton's Irish linens, because a commemoration would be the more appropriate word to use of this very, very unusual show. I'm just worrying here because I know there are dancing girls about to arrive on the scene, and I would hate to interfere with that. But this is a very poignant and a very tragic exhibition. It's fascinating to me that Licia has chosen to do this in textiles, and linen, in fact, has a long and historical resonance in Ireland. I was a few months ago actually in Switzerland at a flax factory, and I was pulling the bits out of the flax, and a very highly absorbent substance it is, which partly leads in part to one of the motifs lying behind this exhibition, because as you probably know, the exhibition features some stamped, and by now quite a lot embroidered, names of those people who have lost their lives in the Irish Troubles since the Northern Irish Troubles since the 1970s. And when you learn that ultimately, I'm not sure whether Licia has as yet inscribed the names of all the people who have died in the Troubles, but we're looking at a figure not much under 4,000, which is a horrific figure for the Troubles, which began as the Irish nationalists and Irish Catholic nationalists in Northern Ireland began to plead for their rights, for their and to help and to try and realign the country in a more equitable way. Now, there's hardly, except for our Bangladeshi friends who are here today, there'd be hardly a person here who didn't have some sort of a feeling for these Irish Troubles. I know that whenever you go to a big Irish function, you suddenly find that everybody's got some Irish ancestry. And I, for one, as a child in this country, in Australia, which is supposed to be so multicultural, feel that I lived out the Irish Troubles in embryo in my hometown. In my hometown, I came from a mixed family, but the dominant one was Belfast Protestant, and it was common to refer to people of a Catholic background as people of the other colour. So it was actually a colour bar in Australia that existed. I believe Donald Horne called it middle class anti-Semitism in those days. I'm very happy to say, as I was just telling my old friend Liz Murphy, that when I go back to my hometown now, they've all mixed up and they've all married each other. And so the Troubles are sort of long gone in Forbes, New South Wales, or so it seems to me. But when I was young, all the arguments were there about the Protestants versus the Catholics, and we were always talking Irish Protestants versus Irish Catholics. And it really is a wonderful thing, in a way, to see that we can be here in 2004 in Canberra, Australia, commemorating what's happening and also expressing together, I think, in receiving this art that Licia has created and backed up by a wonderful sonic scape which has been created. And I've just got to make sure that I've absolutely got this right. The sonic scape, which has been created by Thomas Fitzgerald, a complex sonic scape, as I presume we're going to hear, that we can express our determination that this sort of thing shall not be allowed to rule in the world for very much longer. And there are a lot of people who feel that if the Troubles in Ireland cease, then maybe the Troubles everywhere in the world will cease. But it is Licia as a creative artist, this is unusual for Craft ACT, this exhibition, in that it is really an installation of high art, in my view, something which should resonate with people, and not strictly speaking, although there are craft elements in it, not strictly speaking a craft show. I would consider it an installation art piece of very high quality indeed. And then, just to make that point, Licia has got together with Elizabeth Delman and Vivian Rogers and the team of dancers to express this in dance. And remember what I was saying about how highly absorbent linen is? Well, the linen of the handkerchiefs has been used to wash away blood, to shroud bodies, to wash away tears, or to blot up tears. And I believe that it's something like that that we're going to see in the dance, although I'm just as much in the dark as the rest of you are there. But I know it's something to do with the ability of linen to blot and wipe away tears. And ladies and gentlemen, as part of this very unusual double bill of exhibitions, I'm very delighted now to declare the Irish Linen Exhibition.
Edward McDonald, East Belfast, January 27th.
Modern England, 19 from East Belfast. Modern England, 19. Harry Crawford, 39 from East Belfast.